Alrighty. Well, it appears that Rosie doesn't have me blocked or muted. I do have a couple replies. I have, such a circus of notifications and shit that, well, quite simply, I don't have a great circus of them. I just couldn't be fucked to read them all the time, And, yeah, I turned a lot of that stuff off in previous times, but just got to eat a bit of breakfast here. Anyway, sort of interesting, Rosie appears on the surface to be a nice enough person and all that, but then you hear some, it's all transgender, what's his name, people don't like transgenders, blah, 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 blah. I can't help but think, in today's world, it's a bit more than that. You go into a like and dislike ratio that is fucking through the roof. Really through the roof. I can understand, she doesn't seem to like to respond to any hard comments, but then again, there's a lot of people that don't. But, often enough, there's people that will try and combat themselves in the hard comments, or there's people like me who just don't even bother with the comments, generally speaking. Not a great deal of people are like that, but some are like vlogger puppets and whatnot. But it's sort of interesting, there's a few anomalies that just keep cropping up that can't sort of be ignored or brushed under the rug too easily. And that is this constant attraction of friends who just, like the old saying, if they're your friends, who needs enemies? The statement was made the other day by Rosie that, and it was asked by Elvis or something like that, well, I prefer to hang around with heterosexuals because transgenders create too many fights. This is why she doesn't like going to any nightclubs that have, got a lot of transgenders or different things that are based that way, but then goes to all the pride parades anyway, so, I don't know how true that is if you stay away from transgenders but then talk to them on the internet and go to all the pride parades. But prefers the company of heterosexuals was the answer given to Elvis / Marshall Camus. And because transgenders create too much carry-on. Did you just rat yourself out there? Maybe not. But, yeah, you sort of wonder about somebody who, it's always had me buggered. How you can marry a Chinese woman and, live in Singapore, work with Canadians, blah, 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 and then, grow up in Baltimore, which is the hood, and I've found out, more recently due to current events that it's more than just the hood. It's the absolute bottom of the bottom hood. And still, after all that, after working in administration, working in different countries and with different cultures, still doesn't always get the basic crux of friendship and relationships together. Who the fuck keeps friends like Elvis, who, whinge and moan and bitch on that you're not doing your chooches correctly or this or that or what. But even Elvis, threatening to go see RV Davey or, saying I might go and see it, it was all just a drama move. Okay, well, at least one of his friends is admitting a lot of this stuff is just drama creation. It's good to know. It's not that we didn't know, it's just good that someone's willing to outright admit it, especially someone like Rosie, But sort of funny, Never mind Marshall. Look at Bergs. I never heard all the real good rants, but I was in there for one where he's getting wound up, and I said, this is fucking unbelievable. The way he's talking to Rosie is just fucking terrible. You know, if that's your friends, who needs enemies type thing. And someone replied to me in the side chat, oh, no, this is nothing. In another 5 minutes, he's going to start calling Rosie a fucking man and this and that and just admit it, you're a fucking man, blah, 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 blah. Who that is self-respecting has friends like that? And there's the point. Is Rosie self-respecting enough? You know, it really, I mentioned it once before previously in another video, and I might be repeating myself, but I'm only repeating myself 6 months later, or more. It reminds me of Erin Brockovich, that scene. My mum used to call me a bum magnet. If there's a bum within 20 miles, I'd find them. Well, you know, with the power of the internet, you can make it 20,000 miles. My gosh, like, and keep sort of, reminds me of someone else in the extended family, actually on the other side of sisters-in-laws. I once heard of one of them that they only seem to see the good in people, and they hang around with arseholes because they see the good in people and not much else. Like they just see the good points and they ignore all the bad points. And maybe that's exactly what Rosie's facing. But my God, how can you have a channel that big and look at the like-dislike count? It's fuck me drunk. There's a lot of people coming in hitting dislike. What's interesting though is this whole, you know, I never feed in the drama thing, because I don't believe it. Because I've seen the other day, oh, you know, Coates is talking about me, I'm not talking about him. Yeah, well, you did, but it was only in reply to someone asking you. See, the big point here is that they then went on to say that Coates, well, has the IQ of a tennis ball, and then went on to say that Coates is only ever interested in pre-op transgenders. Right. So tell me about the at least half a dozen videos where we've seen him sitting with a real woman born as a woman. Trust me, he is not in a trannies if he is paying some young lass from whence he came, up around Massachusetts somewhere, for a bit of action in the Dino the dinosaur, whatever. It's, yeah, people who ain't, quote unquote, only interested in pre-op trannies have female prostitutes born as females on the odd occasion. That is just drama. Having said that, never mind the more major point. There just seems to be a... Hang on a second, I'm going to eat something here. The most interesting point that I saw the other day, and I've heard it over and over again, and then I've seen it play out. Now, on occasion, I've been quote-unquote timed out by Marshall, and you come back to realise you can't even talk at all. You're effectively blocked. I don't have anyone blocked. I have very few people blocked. You can ask my mods. There's only literally a handful of people blocked. Blah, 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 blah. That's funny. I saw 4 people get the boot in 45 minutes of an hour and a half hangout. My gosh. I've seen less people get the boot on Marshall's channel in the same amount of time. Some nights, not all nights. You know, but he's got more people flipping and changing accounts than you can poke a stick at. I knew almost all the accounts that were said that were blocked. And, oh, I don't block anyone. Well, I just seen you block 4 in like 45 minutes, you know? It's just beyond me how you could have so much worldwide social experience between living in Baltimore, living in Singapore, working with Canadians, being in California, having gone to, you know, other countries overseas, married to someone of Chinese descent, then changed into transgender, then ended up with Missy Jen there, and on and on and on, and yet still can't work perfectly socially, still can't see things clearly, still only see the good in people, still make excuses for arseholes, and seem to have more of an acceptance to befriend more arseholes than most people. I'm not saying all of them are arseholes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that she'll befriend good people, then befriend arseholes, then try and pretend that the arseholes are still the good people. How can you not make the distinction between decent people like Vinnie G and stuff like that, and someone like Bergs who is there yelling in the microphone, just admit it, you're a fucking man. And this is not just once-off occurrence. This is not a friendship-ending argument. This is... it happens like fucking twice a week or something. And yet hung on to him for so long. Oh, well, you know, it's just like the endless fucking excuse run of, oh, well, you know, maybe they're not them, you know, it was a little bit like when I was backing up a certain e-beggar. You know, you just... Rosie should be feeling what I used to feel in the latter days of trying to back up the Mr. Fairy Meadow man. That you just feel that you're grasping at straws and you're trying to get traction on stuff that's just slipping away. And it's bullshit, you know, and just sit there with this endless bunch of blooming excuses for somebody else. You know, like, fuck them, you know? Like, if they're pricks, they're pricks, you know? It's one thing in Australia that people are a lot more... I don't know, it might just be the BOYT, but over here in Australia, you will see people who will forgive the same person that treated them like shit over and over and over and over. Only in complete white trash welfare bum circles. Outside of white trash, if someone fucks you over, the friendship's on a very, very short leash if they fuck you over once, and I mean a very short leash. It's only white trash who gets fucked over by someone and then accepts them all again a couple of days. It's, you know, people don't, at least not in my experience. Now looking at the BOYT, you can't turn around and say the BOYT is the entire US, but, you know, it's just, why do that? Why try and stand up for somebody and try and make an arsehole as good as one of the good people by standing up for this person when this person is an arsehole because they're attacking you? Like, why do it, you know? And you really got to wonder, you know, with, you know, everyone's like, oh, there's not bad comments. Yeah, but this thing, blockety block, delete, you know. So it's same about Marshall's channel. When he actually cleans his comments up, you know, oh, look, there's no bad comment. Yeah, there's no fucking comments at all, you know. one or two good ones from, you know, James Dean or whoever, you know. But this is the thing, like, you explain to me that dislike ratio that a fucking elephant couldn't jump over, you know. But this is one of the things, you know, it is what it is. Now, as for the whole RV Davey thing, I hope he goes and visits him, because I think, you know, really speaking, he needs the push of someone no longer fixing his van. He needs the push of Rosie just dropping him. In fact, he probably needed it fucking 2 years ago. Maybe 3. You know, and this is the thing, like arseholes continue to be arseholes when they're given the chance to be arseholes. If they can call everyone a fucking, admit it, you're just a fucking man, if they can slander the shit out of everyone, if they can cause so much chaos and drama, and there's no repercussions, you still talk to them on the phone, call them a friend, help them out fixing their van, do this, do that, and some people suspect even hand them money on occasion, but you may not be. How do you, you know, expect these people to change? It's like a fucking dog that kills one of your chickens, and you don't do anything about it. Oh, well, maybe the dog will change. Maybe the dog will see the error of the way. Maybe the dog this, that, the other. Maybe the dog was just hungry. Maybe the dog wanted some fun. Maybe the dog, rah, 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 rah. If you don't fucking get your damn slipper off your foot like that and beat the fuck out of that dog, there's nothing to say it's going to eat another chicken. Why wouldn't it? Nothing happened last time. If there's no bad repercussions, why the fuck is it going to change his behaviour? There's positive reinforcement, yeah, and that works. But I'll tell you what works also, and that's negative reinforcement. That's a big boot up the fucking arse. Now, positive reinforcement over long term seems to work better. It works better in workplaces. But if you want instant fucking results, if you want shit to turn around, if you want to nip something in the bud fucking properly and hard, negative reinforcement's probably the way to do it. But anyway, that's just my little waffle on the whole fucking situation. It's funny there's that many characters coming in the BOYT these days, I can't even keep track of it all, you know. And really, you look at all this shit, and at the end of the day, does it fucking matter? You know, it's all just pastime bullshit. If I want, I can just fucking decide I'm going to have another year off YouTube and go fucking back to what I used to do. Download movies off YouTube or watch lots of fucking movies and fucking tourism videos of some of these beautiful fucking countries around, you know, the Pacific that are only an hour and a half flight away, you know. And, hey, you know. But anyway, it's nothing really to get too worried about. It's only fucking YouTube. But I just hate seeing these fucking people hold up bums and just fucking give assholes so much fucking traction. And they've got decent people around them and they're all okay with them, but then they got someone who really deserves a kick in the fucking ass, deserves, you know, being rejected and ignored, and they're fucking, ooh. But, you know, I hope he goes see RV Davey, you know, so that there's some fucking consequences, and fucking he has to start pulling his pants up like a big boy and work his own fucking life out when that van dies up the arse, going up that fucking steep bullshit that he's got to go through to get to fucking Arizona there. You know, that'd be fitting, you know. Had such a good run, slandering, fucking around everyone, still getting people to donate. Against all possibilities, still people donating. You know, he's got, oh, I've almost got enough money to be able to live off YouTube. Yeah, dude, you said that like fucking more than 6 months ago. It might even be, you know, a year ago. I'm going to keep on with the channel because I'm almost making enough money to live off of YouTube. Yeah. Well, yeah. A year later, you're just about there. No, you're not getting there. It's as simple as that. you know. And this is the thing, you know. Wouldn't it be great? Stuck in those mountains, fucking old engine had the gong, you know, the van's over, everything's fucking game over, you know. Hit the earth. You got no van, you got the money in your pocket, you got a towing bill to pay, and it's time to fucking suck it up and get back to working a job. Oh, you know, you ham and eggs, I paid my dues, I worked 15 years. Bro, it's not about paying your dues to society, it's about physically, literally, cash paying your way, paying for the stuff you need to buy. It's not about paying your dues to society. You're not in the fucking, you know, you're not trying to justify how you're part of a charity group and you've paid your dues to society, you know. But I hope that all these arseholes gets what's coming for them, and that is both him and Bergs, you know, having to fucking get off their ass, get a fucking job. You know, I'm not saying I didn't get it good. I inherited this place, but there was a $43,000 debt, but I still had to pay off the $43,000. You know, and you're going to sit in America and go, well, you got this shithole and it still costs you. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. The real valuation figure would make you shit the bed if I told you what it was, but that's all just numbers. You know. And this is the thing, like, you know, whoa. Some people have assumed because I inherited the majority of this place that somehow, you know, it was, you know, that I'm some sort of rich kid or something like that. You know, I think I inherited about 84% the value of it and had to pay out the rest. But you know, you get that versus, like, I paid for this fucking bread, I paid for this fucking margarine, I paid for that stuff, you know. I am still paying for myself off savings versus people whinging to donors or people having rich mama keep feeding them and stuff while they're drinking fucking beer all the time, you know. You know, you can't be Peter Pan forever. From the Fairy Meadow to Bergsville to fucking the Lisa Marie, you know. You've got to do it, and you don't have to do it for society, you don't have to pay your dues, you've got to do it to yourself, for yourself, so you don't end up just rotting and then completely incapable of any unexpected stuff that faces your way, like van breakdowns, like having a wife and a kid, like, you know, anyway.